right. Here we go.
Yeah. Do you know why they do that?
Why?
Do you know why they go and you know why they do that?
No.
So obviously, if you're gonna have like multiple camera angles, you got multiple cameras, but you're gonna have one sound, one.
Oh, that way they can sync that.
That's sync.
Sync it.
So that way, and all the audios, they can sync it all.
I didn't know that.
That's
there
why.
you go. Here.
Since I use one camera, I don't need to do that.
Yeah, right.
Hashtag.
Cheers.
Hashtag I'm lazy. Hi everyone, this is Ray, or some of you might know me as Tiki with Ray, and today on this episode of Tiki Mugs with Ray, I am with my good friend Lynn Cooper. We are in Everett, and we are in your home tiki bar called the Leaky Tiki, which is actually, is this the attic of your garage, or is it a crawl space?
It's a storage area, basically, with a little staircase of steep, narrow staircase, and that's all it is, an attic storage area.
Yeah, and you converted this into your home tiki bar. And I remember about, what was it, 2 years ago? It was me, you, and my buddy Travis.
Yeah.
We came over and you're like, yeah, I'm thinking about building a home tiki bar. And when you're in your house, and like, what do you think of this room? And you're like, yeah, that's all right. And what do you think of this room? And then you're like, well, I also have this space up in my garage. And we come up and we're like, yeah, here, this is it. And
it was my wife's idea.
Well, I'll tell you what, your wife, that was a great idea, because of all the dark wood and all the angles. And the weird thing about this garage, it isn't just like one angle. There's like, I guess it's kind of like they're trying to be fancy with it up in the front, because I actually from the outside I can tell what they were trying to do. But what happens is you have all these. So not only do I have the A-frame like this, you also have like angles coming down over there.
Yeah.
And this truly, if there's any home bar that I've been to that comes close to having the same feel as Smugglers Cove, this is it, Lynn. And it's becoming one of my
that's nice.
One of my favorite home bars.
Well,
and I've been
one
to
of
a
my
lot.
favorite bars, Ray. So I appreciate the comparison. It's nowhere near Smugglers Cove, but it did come out well. I get it, and I've had a lot of people mention that, and I appreciate it. Appreciate the compliment.
Well, I thank you for having me. But speaking of Smugglers Cove and other tiki bars, I thought what would be cool is to go through some of your tiki mugs from tiki bars that you've been to.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that I love about tiki mugs, and I think sometimes like tiki mugs now have become like pieces of art. But at the very beginning, it was a souvenir. It was a souvenir.
Yeah.
You went to this bar and you walked and you left with this tiki mug as a souvenir of your visit. And at the end of the day, that's what these are. This is a little piece, a little reminder of your visit to your bars.
I think you're right. I don't think that my tiki mug collection is worth anything. I got maybe one over here that's worth a little bit more than some of the rest. But you're right. To me, they're just souvenirs and reminders of all that. And this bookshelf over here that we put them all in was actually out in the alley. And we just, it was with a free sign on it. And it just
with
was
all the tiki mugs in it.
With no tiki mugs in it.
On your tiki journey, how do you want to go? Do you want to go chronologically? Or do you want to go from favorite to worst? Or
I don't know.
What you thinking?
I wouldn't even remember which one chronologically, although I have to say that this is one of the oldest right here. So, yeah.
The 3 dots and a dash
in Chicago, and a sea urchin, and I just think that has got sort of a style to it that reminds me of my time in Chicago, which is a great town with great tiki bars.
Oh yeah.
And anyway, just a sea urchin. How many sea urchin tiki mugs are there? I don't think many.
This one, and then that one place from Texas that's made like copycat ones.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if that's a whole other story, but yeah, this is actually a valuable mug.
Is it?
Oh yeah.
That's
yeah,
nice
it's very prized.
That's cool. I guess I wouldn't know.
Keeping the same vibe, but not really a sea urchin, but more of a coconut. What's that one?
Yeah, this one is the High Roller Tiki Lounge. And this is one of the ones I've had a long time.
Yeah.
This one just is from during the pandemic. This was just this past summer. It was summer, and we were in Solvang, and we were going wine tasting. And it's a funky little tiki bar, honestly, and it's not very conventional, kind of unconventional.
Wine tiki drinks.
Wine tiki drinks, exactly.
Yeah.
Wine tiki drinks.
Oh, yeah.
And but we went there. We were with some friends, and we had a good time. And actually, my ex-boss bought that for me, which was really a nice gift.
Where's Solvang at?
Solvang is basically Santa Barbara inland.
Okay.
In the wine country. You know the movie Sideways?
Yeah, of course.
The great wine movie.
Yeah.
Solvang and that restaurant are only a few miles apart. So
Okay,
and
all right.
It's a Dutch themed town, like Leavenworth, Washington is a Bavarian themed town. So
Hence
anyway.
hence the wine tiki drinks.
Yeah, wine tiki drinks.
Did you have any of those?
We did. Yeah.
Oh, were they good?
Not as good as rum tiki drinks.
No, you can't beat rum.
Yeah, you can't beat rum, exactly. But they were okay. They were fine. It was a tiki bar, and we had to sit outside.
But speaking of rum,
They have rum
and
there.
you want a lot of rum in your drinks, for better or for worse, Frankie's Tiki Room.
Frankie's. Love Frankie's so much.
And I'll tell you what, this is the bearded clam.
That is,
The bearded clam.
yeah, it's a little bit risque, but kind of, that's tiki, isn't it? You know, a little bit of that.
So when did you go to Frankie's Tiki Room?
I've been a few times. That particular trip, gosh, I'm trying to remember. I think it was Marcy and I. Yeah, Marcy and I were there together in Vegas. And my story about Frankie's, real quick, is that the first 2 or 3 times that I went to Frankie's were late at night. It was dark, and a taxi drops me off, and they put you in front of this bar, and you go in.
Yeah.
And, it's dark, but not that dark. I mean, it's dark. It's very dark.
Yes.
And then the last time that I went to Frankie's was in the middle of the day. And the taxi pulls up, and it's in the parking lot of a gas station, which I hadn't really noticed before. And it's this little brick shed, basically. And I looked around, and I thought, this could not be the same place. We're in the wrong place. Because it's so small, honestly, and you just don't realize at night how little it really is. And then you walk in from the daylight in Las Vegas into that bar, and you cannot see anything.
Nope.
It is so. Anyway, just the transition is something else. But anyway, there's such a friendly place. The people that I've always been served by, I don't know, the bartender, maybe he was the owner, I think. I think maybe the owner. It's just the nicest guy, and they're always selling tiki mugs too. They got like a board with like 12 tiki mugs.
They're
on
all
it.
about the swag. I mean, they got mugs, they got shirts, they got a book. You can buy the menu, and
Yep.
And I will say this. I mean, to keep things equal. There's the drinks are hit and miss, but the drinks that are good are good. You just got to know which ones to get.
And I had good drinks, and I enjoyed myself.
Yeah,
That's for sure.
I've walked out of there drunk many times. But I'm talking about a place where all the drinks are good.
There you go.
Smugglers Cove.
Can't go wrong. Can't go wrong with Smugglers Cove.
And that is a crazy owl.
It is, and it's a beautiful tiki mug, and we've been there a few times, Marcy and I, and I've been there for work trips and things like that. I honestly don't remember which one it was that I got this. It's got that sign with the Beachcombers Creed upstairs in the upper. Because what is it? 1, 2, it's 3 levels, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I just love that Beachcombers Creed sign that they've got in there. Recreation of Don's.
And I'll tell you what, it's like, what a great mug. I mean, the detail. I mean, it's an actual affordable Crazy Owl mug, because all his mugs are very, very expensive. But it is so cool.
No.
But talking about cool tiki bars, and my personal favorite tiki bar, Tiki Tea.
Tiki Tea. The Tiki Tea. I've only been once and got this mug, and we went with some friends and got there long before it opened, because it's so small.
Yeah.
And we sat at the bar, and there's a regular there. And he's got a drink on the menu named after him. And I didn't know whether, I thought maybe, I wasn't sure if he was a street person or whether he belonged there or not, but he's just a regular.
Yeah.
And he actually sold me my tiki ring while we were there. I've got a tiki I should have it on right now, but I've got a cool tiki run. I think he pays for his bar tab by selling people tiki merchandise, basically at the bar with the blessing of the owners there. But yeah, I mean, the guy who took care of us was the Ray's son,
Mike Sr.
Mike Sr.
Mike
Thank
Sr.
you.
Then his son Mike Jr. is usually behind the bar.
It might have been Mike Jr. Now that I think about it. Actually,
Did he have gray hair and a beard?
I think it was this Junior.
Okay.
Ray. But anyway.
Yeah, usually Mike Sr.'s there, but he's usually kind of manning the door. But I was just down there.
He was there. He sat down at a table by the door.
Yeah, I was there with my friend Steven, and we his son, I guess was out. He wasn't working, so he was actually behind the bar. So the last 2 times I was at the tea, I actually had Mike Sr. make me my drinks.
How nice!
What an honor!
It's a cool mug.
And Wednesdays they do the toast to his dad. I think Ray's mistakes are like $8 or something like that.
Nice.
So
it says Ray's Mistake, home of Ray's Mistake on the back in Los Angeles, and when it started 61, is that 51? 61. And then this is the front door.
Yep.
And then you've got Ray looking out the side of it. So I just think it's a neat little tiki mug, and I always try to throw a few swizzle sticks in there.
And the cool thing about this tiki mug is it's the actual size of the bar.
Yeah, right. Yeah. It's the scale.
It's the scale. There you
go.
go. Speaking of old tiki bars and bringing things up to the Pacific Northwest, the Alibi. And the Alibi is 1947.
Yeah, think about how much.
The reason why I know that is because it says it right there. But it is actually one of the oldest tiki bars, and actually, again, one of my favorites. And because it's so old school, when I think of a tiki bar, it's the Alibi. Dark, mysterious, dangerous, Yeah. And the drinks are strong. The drinks have come a long way, actually. I mean, before they used to be undrinkable, but now they're good. I love that mug. And what I love about this mug is that it's a Moai. And it's from Mung Tiki.
Mung Tiki, yeah.
So speaking of Portland,
yep,
the Alpha and the Omega, you have the Alibi.
Yep, good transition here. Good segue.
And then you have Hale Pele.
Hale Pele. Love Hale Pele.
And I go back and forth between the two of them because I can't pick a favorite. I love them both for different reasons. So when was the last time you were down at Hale Pele?
It's been a long time because of the pandemic, honestly. And this is a business destination for me. So I go down there for work, but
Hale Pele is a business destination?
Well, Portland. But anyway, I go down there for work, and I used to go there all the time. I practically was a regular, but it's been a long time since I was down there. But this particular mug, of course, is the
Cannibal Trio.
Cannibal Trio, which they bought. It was in Trader Vic's or Dawn, one of the bars down there, and then they bought it when they closed it.
And then it was at the Jasmine Tree, the three of them.
Okay.
And then it was at Thatch, which became Hale Pele.
Okay.
So
but anyway, it's the three, right? I'm trying to think. The beginning is when she's pregnant. Is that right? This is how it starts, or it depends upon your. It sort of.
No. It starts off. I think he gets
the catcher, the eater, and
then you're full.
But then it kind of goes back to the beginning again.
No, is this a story about my life here?
I always think that this one is both.
Why did Tiki with Ray get fat? Let's look at it. Well, he got this, and then he ate it, and then he got fat.
I think this is it. This is my opinion. This is the beginning and the end. It's a full belly and a pregnant carved pig and idol, and then it's the birth and the consumption, the cannibalism, and so just a great, and that's the three carvings, of course, in the bar. But you guys, everybody knows that. But anyway, I just think it's a great irreverent tiki mug,
bringing things to home, and this isn't a tiki mug that's from any particular tiki bar, but we got to talk about this mug.
Yeah.
And this is a mug that, well, you can tell the audience.
It's my favorite. It's my favorite tiki mug. And it's a nice mug, but the reason it's my favorite is because it's made by my daughter, my eldest daughter, Madison. And anyway, it was a high school pottery class thing. And, this is what happens when you get too excited about one thing. Pretty soon your friends and family are making some of the signs and things around here, the works of art and gifts and things like that. It ends up being items like this that I will treasure forever.
What's it say on there?
Read the back.
Captain Lynn.
Captain Lynn. She put on the back of it. So it's my favorite mug of all. The one that when the whole place burns down, I'm running out with that one.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a good mug.
Well, I'll tell you what, Lynn. Thank you very much for sharing your stories about some of the tiki mugs that you have here. And next time I'll come on, we'll talk about some of your other mugs.
Sounds good. Thanks, Ray.
Right, we got some drinking to do.
Thanks for coming to Everett. Let's have some tiki cocktails.
Let's have many tiki
Yeah,
cocktails.
we can fill some of these up.